Buongiorno a tutti and welcome back to Crave. This is where passions are celebrated, dreams take shape, and stories connect the USA in Italy. Today, I'm honored to welcome back someone I deeply admire, Angela Alioto. She's known for her work in law and politics, her love for animals, and her strong faith and family values. She's here to share a story that means a lot to me and to Crave. Kamilah, the Miracle Filly, a journey of hope, love, and purpose. We have split this in two parts because it truly deserves the space to be heard and felt. Later in this episode, we will visit l'angolo della Lingua Italiana with Vania, and of course, Alex Lopez is here with your 49ers update. Buongiorno, Alex.
Buongiorno. Good morning, Samantha.
Buongiorno. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing very good.
I think we need to jump right into this episode.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. As I mentioned earlier, we are joined by someone truly special, Angela Alioto. This is part one, the encounter and the calling. Angela, welcome back to Crave. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Let's get started from the beginning.
The vet was coming by, and he went in and saw the baby, and he gave her a shot. She jumped up. I saw the doctor pick her up and try to make her stand, and her little hooves in the back curled up to her stomach, and I started screaming, "Put her down, put her down, put her down." I put my hand on her head, and I put my other hand on her fanny, on her tail, and I leaned over her and I begged Jesus not to let her die.
Going back to that day was obviously one of the hardest days. To hear my mom. Yeah.
I vaguely remember them carrying her out in a blanket.
We knew she couldn't walk, but we got her into that trailer and got her down, got her comfortable, and very slowly went down the road. We fought the traffic to Davis, fully realizing that every minute counted, that it might mean the difference between her walking again or not, or perhaps even between life and death.
A group of doctors met with us in a very big room, very black room, very dark, with the x-rays, showing us the broken back, the broken tailbone, the splinters from the back in the spinal cord.
We can see there's some collapse of this vertebra here.
I remember having that conversation with Angela. It's not good, but it was very somber and very scary because it is hard. From the middle of her back forward, Kamilah was a normal 6-week-old foal.
She just pretty much said, if it's a broken back, we're gonna have to put her down.
It is something that we are a little bit out of the element in terms of being a different species, because I'm used to working with dogs and cats and not in horses.
We were cautiously optimistic about it. First time anything like that had been done in the world, really, for a horse. So everybody was really excited and hopeful.
Wow. Every time I watch that, it moves me all over again. Angela, what goes through your heart when you see those moments?
Yeah, it makes me, obviously, it makes me very emotional. I mean, obviously, there's my little girl. She's laying on this surgery table. She's going through these big machines, and her spine is broken. And it's like, her spine is broken? How in the world? Her spine is broken. She's a horse. Horses don't live with broken backs, broken spinal, partially injured spinal cords. They just don't live. So to see it, like just seeing it just now, it always makes me emotional. I don't watch it a lot because it's like, okay, that was very, very painful, and that kind of pain doesn't necessarily go away. But then I see her today in the stable, and she is the sweetest horse in the world. She's so sweet to all of the other horses. Even we have a new little baby in the stable. She's so sweet, and it's just it's heartbreaking that a little horse with that kind of personality too could have been so injured. Could have been so carelessly injured. So. She's amazing. She's a miracle,
Yeah, she's
absolutely. Amazing. The Madonna of Loreto, Francesco, and Jesus. Yeah, there's no question in my mind she's a miracle. And, of course, the incredible doctors at UC Davis.
Right. Angela, can you take us back to the first day you met Kamilah? And what do you remember most about the moment?
That it was a Giants game. I was in San Francisco taking a deposition. The doctors at that time, at 11:30, told me, there are no signs. She's not going to be born today. There are no signs. Then I put my phone back on at 1:30, and there's a picture of this beautiful Arabian mare and her little baby. And I'm going, my gosh, that mare looks so much like my Shanur. And I go, was my Shanur? And so I jumped up. I threw all my things on the table. The person whose deposition I was taking thought I was totally crazy. And I said, I got to go. We have a baby. So then I drove to Sacramento, to UC Davis, but there was a Giants game. So it was bumper to bumper traffic. So every single exit, I would take the exit to see the new pictures. And I finally got there and met her, and she spunky, so strong. Mama was great, no problems. Perfect little filly.
What moved you to become part of her life in such a deep and personal way?
Well, I love all my horses, okay? I waited 44 years. I used to be in rodeos when I was a kid, and then I got married when I was 19. I had 4 kids by the time I was 24. Horses are in my heart. You drive down the country roads and you see a horse and you stop and get out and say hi. I mean, when a horse is in your heart, a horse is in your heart. So I waited until my kids were grown, went to law school, have a very successful law firm. I have grandchildren, and I said, I'm going to go look at purebred Arabian horses. This was 2016. Wow. And that's when I bought Omel Salman. Okay. And he's very close to me. He's kind of my heart horse in the sense that we really understand. We talk to each other, and he's amazing and he's gorgeous. So then we got Kamilah's mom, Shanor. We got Wyatt, and then I don't know. We decided to. We saw this beautiful stallion, Atticus EMB, and I don't know how this all happened, but we decided to breed Omel Shanor to Atticus EMB, and our little baby girl, Shah Malika Kamilah, was born.
Just meant to be. It was
meant to be. And she knows. Kamilah knows. I was there every day. She knows. Right. I mean, we have a connection that's amazing. Yeah. She also knows when I'm happy or when I'm sad. She's amazing.
Yeah, you have also, animal feels that, emotions.
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what does this relationship means to you on a spiritual level?
Well, First of all, I named her after the Sultan who loved St. Francis. I have been Franciscan for over 50 years. I started the Knights of St. Francis, and I built the little chapel in the heart of North Beach, La Porciuncola Nuova. There's just no question in my mind that the miracle of Kamilah was so needed at the time that this occurred. In other words, we'd just gone through starting a war in the world, COVID, and Kamilah just gave hope and courage and strength to hundreds of thousands of people. She has a huge fan base. And so I believe that believing in miracles is Kamilah's message. It's absolutely her message. Yes, the surgery was the first time in the history of civilization. Yes, Kamilah is the first horse. You know, it's one thing to do the surgery and have the horse live a month or have the horse live 2 months. And okay, now we know how to do the surgery. Maybe next time we'll do it better. No, that surgery is perfect. Kamilah is 3 years old. She's running around in the paddock with her mother. She is the symbol of miracles are real.
Yeah, she just turned 3.
She just turned 3 last March 16th. We're going to have a big party in May when there's not mud.
No.
Yeah.
Angela, thank you for sharing your heart with us. We will continue this beautiful story next week in part 2 of Kamilah and the Miracle Filly. Don't miss it. Crave is proudly partnered with the Consul General of Italy and Italian Culture Institute of San Francisco. Their support allows us to celebrate and share Italian culture, language, and innovation with a wider audience. For more information and upcoming events, visit their websites and their links below. And now it's time for the Italian language spotlight. Join Vania for l'angolo della Lingua Italiana, where she takes us through the beauty of the Italian language. Vania, a te la parola.
Ciao Samantha, ciao Alex, bentornati al nostro angolo della lingua per un'altra espressione. L'espressione di oggi è ci vediamo. Ci vediamo means see you. You know, in the first episode we talk about a presto. A presto means see you. We can put them together. Ci vediamo presto. See you soon. So whenever you're leaving your friends, you can say ci vediamo presto. There are other expressions like arrivederci. Arrivederci means goodbye, but it's more of a formal way to say goodbye. So with friends it's good to say ciao or ci vediamo presto. Okay? That's all for today. Ciao, ci vediamo presto.
Ciao Vania.
Looking for a boutique that truly understands your style? Alice Bakery Inc. in Novato is your perfect choice, featuring top designers and personal touch. Every customer gets a one-of-a-kind shopping experience. That's why Crave Radio is proud to partner with Alice Bakery Inc.
Thank you to Alice Bakery Inc. for supporting this episode. Now, Alex, what's going on with the 49ers?
So we're in that time in the off season right before it becomes all about the draft. So I thought we'd do another Q&A and we'll even cover some questions about the draft. But we're going to be splitting this Q&A into 2 parts. So in this episode, episode 8, we'll be answering questions from Twitter/X, and then in episode 9, we'll dive into questions from Instagram. So let's get started. So the first question is from Joseph, or at the Scarlet Yoshi, and he asks, what do you think Brock Purdy's contract should realistically be? I'm thinking similar to Baker Mayfield's, although, you know what? I think that is now unrealistic. It's the more I sit on the rumors of $60 million, the more I don't like it. Like, it's not that I don't think that he deserves that. It's just I think of the team, right? I think of the other players with these big money contracts. And also look at the quarterbacks that do have those contracts and look at their team. Do you get what I'm saying? Look how far they make it in the playoffs. A team-friendly contract just makes sense to me, but there's no guarantee that it's going to happen. We're just going to have to wait and see. Okay, the next question comes from Furian. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Or at Niners49SF. What player/position do you think the Niners will draft with their first pick? I hope that it will be a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman. And this kind of transitions into this next question from at Goobertown A. Do the Niners potentially trade up in the first to get a Mason Graham or someone generational? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they do trade up. 11 is pretty high, though, when you think about it, but it just depends on who doesn't get taken, who does get taken. What I will say is that the Niners really need a defensive tackle who can both stop the run and also pressure the quarterback. Very John Madden of me to say it, but it's true. And I feel like if they think that Mason Graham or someone like him can do that inconsistently, they will make that decision to have him be a priority and get him. Okay, the next question is from Xavier at, I think this is Javi_Jam28. I hope I'm saying that right as well. Should the Niners take Shadur if he falls to them? Realistically, I don't see him falling, and I also don't think the Niners, Kyle Shanahan, is going to go for it because of Mac Jones now being in the quarterback room. But you never know. I definitely think that there will be some surprises along the way in the draft, especially because this time before has kind of been calm. Like nobody's kind of traded up, already, or like it's been very not crazy. So I feel like during the draft, that's when all the craziness will happen. David at Coach Rod X23 asks, will the 49ers trade back or up with all the picks they have? So it's kind of like I've been saying, but I'm going to give a very John Madden answer. With as many picks as we have, so 11, I could see them doing both. It just depends on where we are in the draft, who falls, like I said earlier, even later on I could see, things happening. It's a gamble. It really just depends. Our next question from Everything Seahawks from Everywhere All at Once, or at Seattle C Thinks, asks, will the 49ers come in third or fourth in the division this upcoming season? Typical Seattle fan. Shout out to him, though, because he's actually one of the cooler ones. But realistically, I think that they're going to be second place because, like I've been saying these past kind of couple updates, the Rams do scare me, and I could see them being first in the division. And those are my questions from Twitter. And like I said, stay tuned for part 2 because I will be answering questions from Instagram.
Yeah, see you next time.
Before we wrap up today's 49ers offseason update, fuel up with the official energy drink of greatness, Goat Fuel, co-founded by the GOAT himself, Jerry Rice. Use our affiliate code to get 10% off your order. It's the perfect way to power up and to support Crave. The link is in the description down below. Thank you for tuning into our 8th episode of our 6th season. Follow us on Instagram at crave.show. And we're now on TikTok, so follow us at crave732.
Also, we are on Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. And make sure to subscribe in our channel. Also, make sure you check our website, craveshow.com. Ci vediamo settimana prossima. Ciao a tutti, a presto.